Sisterhood Society podcast, where three sisters talk life, food, fashion, kids, and everything in between. Become part of our sisterhood where everyone is welcome at our table. Welcome back to Sisterhood Society podcast. We are so excited to do this episode live. So if you guys would like to watch this episode live, we may be doing this again. You can follow us on our Facebook page on Facebook. So we're going to be reading comments.
Facebook.com/Royal Nation.
Right, exactly. Perfect. We're going to be reading comments from the live feed. We're going to do a little hot takes from pop culture today discussion.
Oh, that's what we decided on?
Yeah, I got the stories all prepped.
Okay.
You guys can watch along with us, watch and listen and interact, and we'll be reading your comments live. I got my feed pulled up here.
Are you
Lots
making
of people
sure
are jumping on.
we know these topics?
Yes, I went more broad.
Okay,
great. So,
because I didn't know that like Florence person that Maddie was talking about.
Right. She's a really famous actress right now. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start with our what's good, and then we are gonna get into some hot takes. We would like you guys to comment on the video your hot takes as we get into them. So Tara, what's your good for the week?
Well, I helped out with a wedding on Saturday, and it was like 105 with the heat index.
Yes.
I was like, that was so good.
Yes, like, was
great.
You're good.
The good was I got in 19,000 steps and I made money doing it. So, but no, we had a good time. It was fun. I got there. I was going to wear this green dress, the Farrah, and Kate sold the sample out from under me. So I had to go find something to wear last minute, and I grabbed a dress from Target, tried it on quick, was like, yeah, that's fine. Got to the wedding, put it on, and I was like, holy crap, it's boobalicious. I cannot be the help and looking like this. So we had to help with like the shuttle buses from the hotel. So we ran to Walmart quick, and I grabbed another dress and wore that instead. So had a little switcheroo with the outfits.
Nice.
But yeah.
Whit?
Well, I was supposed to be doing jury duty today, and I sat in a room for an hour, and they finally said, you can go home.
What were we supposed to be doing instead of jury duty?
Well, okay. I didn't know we were supposed to be having a little birthday day in Chicago. That's a big bummer. I did know that we were supposed to be going to Chicago to shoot a few things for our pre-fall. And
that was our cover story.
Then I realized I was going to try to defer it, but I had already deferred it once. And then by the time I went to go defer it, you can only do it within 5 days. So that was kind of a bummer. So I had to end up calling in, and I was like, oh, they're making me come in. Because usually they'll be like, okay, this half of you can stay home. This half you need to come in. And I was in the half that needed to come in. And then we were able to go home because the guy ended up getting a plea bargain or something. I don't know.
Are you allowed to tell us that? Are you in trouble?
Maybe Jesse cut that out.
We're live. You can't cut anything out. Okay, so my good is you guys are very aware of our best friend, Aunt Kara.
Yeah.
And she lives in Peoria, and she came to Bloomington yesterday, and we went out to dinner, just the two of us. And then she was so cute. She was like, well, while I'm here, I got to see all the kids. So first she stopped at Tara's house, and 2 of your kids were sleeping. So after dinner, we went to Whit's house, saw all of her kids. And then she was like, now we need to go back to Tara's house because I didn't get to see the other 2. So she wanted to see Briggs and Britton. So she got to hit up all the kids, and it was really fun to just be one-on-one with her. And then I'm going out to dinner with Aunt Tian tomorrow. So,
and then you came home and forced me to clean for 2.5 hours.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, you ready to clean? And Tara's like, I've lost my loving feeling. And I was like, okay, well, we'll just do the bathroom. And then I was like, okay, well, let's just change the sheets in here. I just kept being
We basically did the entire upstairs.
Basically, we did the entire upstairs.
And the kitchen.
The kitchen, we dejunked. We took out the trash. We changed your sheets.
We did.
I hung up all your laundry.
We put my duvet back on.
Yeah, we really went for it. So anyways, okay, guys, we're going to jump right into this juicy podcast. And we want to know, it is a little warm up here. It's 76.
It's 76 in the house.
I checked the thing a little earlier because I was curious.
I mean, I am drinking a hot coffee, so that might help, but I'm getting real steamy all of a sudden. I feel like I'm going to pass out. In the middle, you guys see me just like topple over.
Okay, so we're going to start with a really broad topic, and we want you guys to comment along in the comment section. Tell us what you think too, because this is the reason of having an interactive podcast. You can see Tara in the back changing the air. Okay, so we're going to start with, what do you think of Pete and Kim Skeet?
Okay.
What do we think?
Okay, let me just preface. I was like, person number one to be like, what even is this? Because she's like notably one of the most beautiful women in the world. Like right now, the most like famously, that feels good. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Can you feel a fan?
Yeah,
Okay,
I can feel something. Oh man. So I was person number one to be like, I don't understand this.
Right.
Now, since then, I have seen her posts and I have seen like some of their TV show, and I'm like, oh, that's actually kind of cute, and she deserves someone nice.
I didn't love her with Kanye either. So I don't necessarily think it was like a between those two, but I think it's a weird pairing in my opinion.
At first I thought, so Adriana Dara said, I don't get it. At first I thought that it was a weird pairing, but now when I've seen how many people have said how kind he is and the way that he treats her, I'm kind of like, okay, great. Like, I don't necessarily like have someone else I would be like, oh, this would make a better pairing for her. So I don't have like another suggestion. And she just seems so happy.
It's interesting because the guys that she has dated in the past are not that good looking. So it makes me almost like her a little bit more because she goes
for the personality.
Yeah, she's going for the personality. She's not going for like the looks, because he looks like, okay, I actually saw someone posted a meme and they're like, Pete Davidson looks like a white version of Dennis Rodman. And I was like,
oh yeah.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Now
I was like, oh yeah. And I don't, not to like bash on their looks or anything, but like, she's just so beautiful that you kind of just expected equal like beauty. And she doesn't go for.
See, I think Kanye is attractive for sure. Like, I think he's cute, but I don't necessarily think, like, I felt like that coupling was random, but I do feel like Kanye did so much for her career. And also they have the cutest kids ever. And also Kanye was like, I feel like he pushed her to dream outside of her just being a reality TV star. And I think that was really good for her, because now everyone really respects her as like a lawyer and a businesswoman.
Did they ever talk about why they broke up?
I don't know if that's public, but I'm assuming it's just like all of the.
Also, I've really respected her with how she has been kind of tight-lipped with like not bashing him.
With the fact that it's her kid's dad.
Yeah,
I think that's very respectful.
She's been very respectful about what she says and what she doesn't say. And she has a high level of respect for him as like an artist, as like a fashion designer.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really cool.
Okay, so Sarah said they look super cute and happy together. However, they both have a history of going through many people easily, so we will see. True. And then Devin said she's always wanted someone who is able to drop everything and go to all of her events with her. Kanye wasn't ever able to do that, but Pete can.
It's funny how we all know.
It's true. I know. Isn't it funny that, well, I mean, and the Kardashians have made their lives so public that that's like what they have wanted is for you to follow them along. I haven't kept up very well. I watched the first 6 episodes of the new season, but I haven't kept up with the new episodes as much.
Yeah, same.
I didn't end up finishing the season, but I like the documentary style instead of it being like really
documentary.
Documentary, is that the right word? Documentary style.
Documentary.
Okay, our next story I think is a very funny hot take, and I'm very interested to see Tara's hot take. I don't know why. Sorry, I'm laughing already. Okay, so Page 6 just reported that Jojo Siwa's TikTok video has gone viral, and she has revealed that the meanest celebrity she ever encountered was Candace Cameron Bure.
Really? That's so funny.
And I was like, how could she be the queen of Hallmark? No, like there's no way. But we do have a funny Candace Cameron story. So I thought this was just like a funny thing that we should talk about, because Tara loves Candace Cameron Bure.
I mean, I liked her on Full House. I can't really say that I like her Instagram. And, like I don't find her that entertaining in all honesty, but it doesn't overly surprise me, because I feel like as a whole,
someone said, not Candace.
I feel like as people have been in Hollywood a long time, I feel like you don't get a true sense of genuineness a lot of times with them. I feel like it's harder to come by.
Of all people, that would have been the last person that I would say that someone would be like, yeah, see, Allie Nixon just said, that surprises me. People would say would be mean. Mm-hmm. She seems like she would be genuinely the most kind. Yeah. And I think that what's like what Tara's saying is like, you get people at a glimpse. Mm-hmm. Like there's a lot of YouTubers that will be like, all the celebrities I've met, and I'll rate them on a scale of like 1 to 10 of how kind they were. and they'll tell these funny stories. But I'm also like, you don't know what that celebrity has been through that day.
Yeah.
There's such an expectation, like you're saying, for them to act a certain way or be a certain way.
I think there's a big context, like lack
Right.
of context.
Like
in
even,
situations.
I don't know, comment on the comments about this. The only thing I have it to compare to is influencers, because sometimes an influencer will respond a different way. And again, you can't get a tone over text.
Yeah.
But they'll respond a certain way and I'll be like, oh, they were kind of like not that nice responding to my message. But then I'm like, I don't even like to call myself an influencer, but when I respond to people that message me, I try to be like overly flowery with like exclamation points or smiley faces or something, so people don't think that I'm being like short with them. But you never know how many people they're responding to, or even people,
or if it's even them responding. It could be an assistant. Yeah,
it doesn't even necessarily have to be them. Krista said she thinks she seems judgy.
I guess from watching her Instagram, I feel like there's, I think it's hard as a whole, like because I think that there's this celebrity aspect that they want to be, but then there's like, especially when you're riding the line of being a Christian and also being in Hollywood. Like, I feel like that's probably a hard place to be, but I do feel like it's, there's definitely a want. It feels like a want and a need to like stay at the top of the game and be like in, still in the public eye.
I feel like with her, especially since she was a child star, they're used to being in the camera and having like almost like a front or a persona in front of the camera, and then having like their regular life. And I feel like her, when she sees the camera on, it's almost like she's like, all right, and here is my persona.
It feels, I do
rather
agree.
than being her real self, which I mean, fine, by all means.
And also like, I mean, I feel like you guys get to see us in every, like, so natural what we are like every day, but there is an element when you're on stories that you need to like amp yourself up just a little bit, because if I just got on and I was talking like this and I was like, hey guys, so pre-fall is going live on Friday, you'd be like, this girl is boring, like swipe past this biatch.
Well,
like,
and when
I
you're
feel like
on
there's a little bit of something where you need to be a little bit more amplified version of yourself so that people don't find you to be completely dull. So I do feel like that can come off like fake or disingenuous when the person really is just trying to be engaging.
I could see that. I mean, because we know how exhausting it is to be on like a 2-hour live, because you do have to be on. Because it is hard to I mean, you want to be engaging, right? Like when you're on a live. So I do get that, but I do feel like there's a difference between being engaging and being fake.
Totally. And we're definitely not fake. We're the realest of real. We're the most genuine.
Some have called us the Christian Kardashians.
I mean,
which I think is the funniest title.
Close enough. Okay. So she said Tori said that doesn't really surprise me, honestly. Allie said a text or a message can 100% be taken incorrectly or not actually what they mean. And then Krista said, I don't know, your crib HQ TikTok made me quite jealous. I mean, honestly, you guys, that is like premium content. If you haven't watched our TikTok or followed it, what are you doing? Like literally don't leave this live, because we do need you to be here. After this live, then we're just giving you premium content on all platforms. It's just like TikTok, podcast, live, stories, photo shoot, model. I mean, like, you guys, we are literally booked and busy constantly.
We can't even get lunch.
Tara's freaking husband won't even go buy us lunch. He's in here making himself some pancakes and won't even go
taking out the trash.
He's been real loud.
He's got things to do.
The models need to eat.
We were like, how long are you going to be doing that? Because we need to not have you doing that right now.
I hate it here.
We're very demanding.
Yeah. So life looks a little different. If you guys don't know, we moved back into our houses and got rid of our 12,000 square
Here's my old family photo
warehouse. And we decided to downsize our space and work from home. Allie just said, Brian, they need pancakes too. We do. The models are hungry. Okay. You do need to feed the models. We do have Fresca, not sponsored, though I wish we were, but we might as well be, because we've been giving them so much free press lately. It's like,
I've driven Fresca all over God's country looking for that stuff.
You should have gone to Walmart in Normal.
That should have been our what's good in the Sisterhood.
Yeah, that we found so much Fresca.
I went to 7 stores and finally found bottles.
We also bought lottery tickets. Which
when is that supposed to be?
yeah.
Wait, that was Saturday night, wasn't
Did
it?
you get the like 4 more or whatever for Dad?
Dad texts me and goes, "Did you buy me lottery tickets?" I go, "No." He goes, "Use my last 20 and get me some."
If we win, is it Mega Millions?
Yes, you guys. So if you didn't know, your chances statistically are better to win in small suburban Midwest towns. And we were like, we're in a small suburban Midwest town. So we were like, listen, it's in our, Isaac keeps going, somebody's got to win. I mean, somebody has to win.
Your odds are worse if you just at least don't buy a ticket.
That's right. That's right.
It'll be like Friends where all the tickets are in the bowl.
Yeah.
And then you dump. Let's hope you don't dump over the balcony.
I'm going to keep a couple in my bra. So just like Monica, I'm going to be that shyster that doesn't put them all out.
Doesn't
there.
share them all.
Krista said we need to use that sound that says photo shoot, photo shoot, photo shoot. I know that's kind of what I'm mimicking because you know those little things on Instagram that's like Little Miss, and there's one that said like Little Miss talks in TikTok sounds that nobody knows, and I was like, that is me. Like always. Stacy said Fresca is amazing. You can get it everywhere, but not much down south. That's true. We've discovered this.
Yes. So Kate has a trunk full of Fresca to take back to Dad.
Yeah, it's
$100
worth her dining room right now, so that it didn't pop in my car.
That's funny.
Okay, so we were going to tell our Candace Cameron story really quickly because we were supposed to have a little meet cute with Candace and it didn't happen.
I don't even remember this.
We got asked to go to this conference because we had, so the pastor that married Brian and I, she goes to his church.
Yes.
And so when we were heavy in kids' clothes and then coming out with women's, we were going to see if she would want to do like a affiliate thing with us.
Actually, we sent her a package and she did wear our clothes on some stories, but
she
never
did.
mentioned us.
Never mentioned us. And her,
we were like, "You're wearing our shirt. Give us a mention, Candace."
So we sent her this really nice letter.
Yeah.
And we got an email back from her manager that was like, basically, thanks, but no thanks. She doesn't have time. And so that ended that.
So maybe we agree with Jojo Siwa. I'm just kidding. I actually really love Candace Cameron, so keep going.
So then we were supposed to go to a conference at his church that was going to have like a bunch of different, it was a women's conference is what it was. And they were going to have all these different vendors and they asked us to be one. And they were like, she's going to be there.
Right.
And did they actually say we could meet her or do we just think that?
I think we just thought that.
I think we just thought that.
I don't think they ever planned to meet and greet.
But their whole basis for, anyway. There was a
lot of promo around
her being there. Yes, that's what it was.
So there was an expectation that people.
So we thought
I think
we
there
were
was
going
a
to meet
meet
her.
and greet, and I think she was supposed to come around to the vendor tents.
Yes, that's right. Well, yeah. So this is what they said, that she had come the year before and she had come around and met the vendors. Is what it was. Okay,
because she actually had her own tents where she was selling her Bibles.
Yes. And that tent happened to be next door to ours.
Yeah.
So we thought the odds were good that we were going to at least
next to Candace.
get to
Candace,
meet her, see her. And then she did the opening clip videoed. No. She was, how was that? She went to Canada last minute for a
Yeah. So she was supposed to be one of the speakers and to come out as like one of the hosts of the conference. And then all of a sudden they're like, watch this quick clip. And it's a clip of Candace Cameron being like, "Hi guys, last minute I had to film a video in Canada." And I look at Tara and Tara's like,
okay, like you gotta be kidding me.
Dagger eyes, like we came all this way to LA. we get to meet Candace
in hopes we could meet a celebrity.
So then we pack up our stuff and we try to get like a last minute flight home earlier. We're like, we're jetting out of here. We had to go to be fair, we had to go to Manhattan to like 24 hours later. So we were trying to get home quicker, right?
So we had more time in between.
New York City, yeah. Those are the good old days, you guys. Back when we could
back when we used the jet set.
Yeah, we were like, we're
going
to Manhattan to that was really only once. Yeah. We were shooting a like 90s Friends inspired collection in New York City while we were there for a Shopify conference.
Which the Shopify conference was terrible.
It was really not good. And all I could think about was Tara's meat shoes giving me whiffs the whole time. And it was really just not a premium experience. I'm going to tell you.
We need to explain the meat shoes.
We have before. We have in a previous podcast. You know what? If you didn't know, you have to go back and find it. It's like a treasure hunt, and you'll find where that is mentioned.
So anyway, those shoes have never been worn again.
So Tori Spurgeon said, "Wow, I think Jojo Siwa's opinion is confirmed." No, I mean we've never met her, so we can't say whether or not she's nice.
She just didn't want to work with us.
Yeah, but you know what? Celebrities probably get a hit up from every angle,
Mm-hmm.
every nook and cranny, and you just really, people are doing that to me too because I'm just a
highly
mogul.
sought after.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
a mogul at this point, and I'm getting all kinds of messages
It must
to
have been,
model, to podcast,
it must
to
have been the
review
pennies
products.
that you made off your Target dress
It
that really got it
was.
going for you.
Yeah, I got a penny a dress. That should be a song, penny a dress. And so
Penny
they're
for
seeing
your
these
dress.
reviews, and they're like, Kate can make us blow up.
Mhm.
You know, they're just sending me all these requests for products and reviews.
Are you getting lots of PR boxes?
Yes, like endless. And so
Chalk
Phil's
Zero
like,
finally got back to you?
yes, Phil's like, Kate, we can't do this. It's too much mail. Go get a PO box. And so I just have to turn down opportunities at this point. You know,
Mhm.
it's just getting too much, and I can't do everything.
Sarcasm. It's gone on for so long. I'm just waiting for you guys to stop, and it just keeps going.
Who cares? So it's not sarcasm. That's why I'm just telling my truth. I'm speaking the truth. So
Okay.
anyways, so basically I understand Candace Cameron is what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
Like we are
The challenges you both have faced in your
simpatico.
life. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
It is a big challenge.
But do you have a 2 million viewed reel on your Instagram?
Absolutely. Hundreds of them.
Mhm.
Yeah. Do you guys know I'm getting I'm on my way to TikTok stardom.
But your views only include Isaac.
Literally.
Yeah, they're not even on you. So you can't even
You're not even in them.
Literally, I could just hand it over to Isaac, and I can
I
bow
told-
right out.
I told Isaac I'm trying to become a TikTok star, and he goes, "Just put me and Chi-Chi in it, and you'll be famous." I was like, honestly, I might need your help. Okay,
2 million views on TikTok might actually get you somewhere. On Instagram, it gets you nothing.
It's
Gets you
true.
Absolutely nothing.
Wait, got 3 followers.
Okay, we're gonna go back to the comments, a little
Okay.
deep dive. Misty said there was a conference I went to that she was at. I can't remember at the moment if there was ever a meet and greet. Well, shoot. Krista said, a penny a dress. How many vacation homes will you buy? I mean, honestly, I already got a couple in line.
30A's
So,
first.
Yeah, 30A might do a little bit.
Is that what we're doing in November? We're
Mhm.
going down to check out your house.
Yeah, actually, we're staying at my new house. Janelle said the vibe I get from Jojo is that she's easily offended though, so now maybe I'm being judgmental. I mean, she is young,
Mhm.
so I feel like, and she said that her meet and greet that she met her at, or like an event, was in 2016. So that meant Jojo was probably like 12.
14. Okay.
You know, and what can you really think about anybody when you're 12?
Yeah.
Yes.
You know.
Mhm.
So we're taking this story from page 6 with a grain of salt.
I think anything you see in the media should be taken with a grain of salt.
Yeah, but it's a good story.
There's
It's a good
like-
conversation starter.
There's like their truth, the media's truth, and somewhere in
Yeah.
between.
And basically, you guys have learned that you are friends with a mogul. So
Yes.
if you're on this
We're in the
video,
presence of greatness.
you really are. I mean, honestly,
we should feel so grateful.
You really should. My stardom is just shining upon you. You know, do you feel it?
I'm hoping it rubs off.
Do you feel it?
What's the next story? Let's move on.
Okay, Giannina, Jabelli, and Blake Horseman
Okay,
are
I
teasing
love this.
engagement
I don't know who that is.
news.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Giannina
you do.
was on the first season of Love is Blind.
Yeah.
To the guy with the reddish hair named
kinda a jerk.
who was kind of like, they both were kind
Yeah.
of a
He,
little
like-
unhinged.
He like
The ones
left
that-
her at the wedding, and then like later they got back together.
Okay.
Oh, his name was like,
They were always fighting.
Yes,
his name
always.
was kind of like Julian or something like
I don't know.
regular like that.
Okay.
You know?
He was a dud, and I gave her props for sticking with him for so long. So it made me like her. Anyways,
X.
she's now dating Blake, who was Blake on Becca's season. I don't know. It was
He-
before I stopped watching The Bachelor.
Remember he was
he
the
the one
guy
that
that
ended up
hooked
with
up with a
Katie?
bunch of people at Stagecoach and then
Oh,
it blew up in
Oh,
Paradise.
that guy.
Yeah. So they went on this like reality challenge show and met, and then had to keep their like relationship a secret for like 9 months.
Oh, jeez.
And they just did this cutesy little TikTok about how they're together, and
It's really cute.
I'm really soaking it up,
I like
honestly.
them together.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying their dynamic. I think they're cute. And they did the live show for Caitlin Bristow's podcast this weekend. There was a little saucy clip of her giving him a lap dance.
Oh.
I could have done without that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
I
most
feel like-
most could.
All right.
One
we
time,
both go, oh.
this is TMI, but one time I offered Phil a lap dance. He goes, I think I'm okay.
I could have done without that too.
It's so funny. He's just like, no, thank you.
Were you drunk?
No, it's just being funny.
Oh,
And he was
That's
just like,
probably
no, I'm
why.
good.
You're being funny. You weren't being serious.
Yeah, he probably was like,
If
this
you were
isn't...
serious, he'd probably be like,
Yeah,
yes.
maybe. Probably not though, because I would laugh the whole time and it wouldn't be inviting at all. It would just be me giggling. You said I could have done without that.
I don't need that visual.
Okay, I'm sweating. Let's see. Oh, so what do we think of this couple? Well, you don't know anything about it.
yeah, I don't know anything about it.
Okay.
I didn't really like her on the show.
Really?
And
Well, I
liked
like her
him
better now. I think that he brought out the worst in her. What was his name?
I don't know.
I feel-
clearly.
I feel like the guy got somewhat of a
Giannina.
bad rap on Paradise only because
Damien. I was close.
Oh, yeah.
Julian, Damien.
okay.
You know,
I
same
didn't
thing.
like him. She stuck with him for so long too, and she was like willing to work it out, which made me like her more because at first I was like, eh. And then I was like, oh, she's really trying to make this work.
Yeah, I felt like, I mean, before Paradise, if you're going to Stagecoach, I feel like that's kind of what everybody does. Maybe, I mean, I get that he was like kind of a player with a lot of people, but
Right.
holding that against you before you come into Paradise, like everyone's coming in there with pass.
Right.
And then the whole purpose is you're dating multiple people to try to figure out like who you want to be with.
Yeah, it's like speed dating
Yeah.
in a weird setting, and everyone is just like.
But people
ready
are
to
like
go, you know?
pairing up to get together right away. And if a new person comes in, then they get all mad. And I'm like, but that's really the whole point
I
of the
stopped
show.
watching The Bachelor and Bachelor in Paradise.
I know.
For one, it just got like I stopped watching when Claire was declared the Bachelorette, and I was like,
Oh.
nah, girl.
When
she's
she left
boring.
with Dale, I stopped watching it because I was just like, this is
I can't
I
even
didn't
remember
watch
the
her
last season
season.
I've watched. I feel like it might have been. I watched maybe one episode of when it started with Tayshia, but I don't think because Tayshia was the backup. I think I finished Tayshia's season. I
she
did, 'cause
finished
got-
out Claire's because Claire
Yeah.
left so early.
Okay, so I watched her get engaged to that guy Zach,
Yeah.
and then I'd never watched it after that.
I
season.
think what I get tired of is that none of them stay together. So then you kind of lose
Yeah.
hope in the show because you're just like, they either are together for a very short period of time or they break up like a year or two
they're
afterwards.
setting them up for failure the way that
They
they're
really do.
doing it. Yeah.
They need to change the model of the show in general because I feel like the 3-month period of time that they're supposed to be like in, isolation does a lot of hurt to them.
I feel like we're all getting so bored of it too. Like
Well, it's been
everybody
on
I
for
know,
like 25 years.
Yeah.
well, yeah, everybody I know that has like watched it or like really loved it, they don't watch it anymore.
Yes.
So I feel like we're all just kind of like, ugh,
Yeah.
please. And then you've got all these Bachelor alums starting their own podcasts. I'm like, oh, more Bachelor podcasts.
I always feel like too that as soon as you change the host, like when Chris Harrison obviously went out, it just changes the dynamic of the show.
Right.
When you have all the originals, I think that's one of the reasons why Friends always did so well because they kept the original cast the entire time.
Mhm.
Grey's Anatomy is lucky to have done as well as they have because of the fact that they've changed over the cast so many times.
Right.
And I feel like that's extremely hard to do to keep reinventing yourself. And I feel like Bachelor's kind of going through that right now.
Agreed. Yeah, totally agree. Okay, next up we have a little Bieber news, but not the one you're thinking. His wife, Haley. She's also a Bieber, if you didn't know. She was what's the word I'm looking for? She had a little legal success. The trademark. What am I trying to say?
Rose?
The trademark. Do you know what I'm talking
Your
about?
skincare?
No.
So she came out with a skincare line called Rhodes, which is her maiden name. Maiden name?
Rhodes is her maiden
Her
name.
middle name.
It
That
must
can't
be
be her
her
maiden
middle
name.
I
'cause
think
she
it's her
was-
mom's maiden name. and
Wasn't
then
she
it's
a
her
Baldwin?
name.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
Yes, and someone else said that they already had a company named Rhodes and went after her for a trademark. But the original Rhodes company is a clothing brand.
Oh.
Anyways, she won her case, so there's no longer. This doesn't seem like a riveting story. 'Cause
I know.
we
I was
don't-
like, hooray!
Good for her.
Well, what I was gonna say, the angle here is, how would anybody ever come out with a brand
Yeah.
if there's like the longer time goes on? Someone could always be like, oh, well, that's already my brand name. But there's also a lot of brands that have the same name.
Yeah.
So it's like, how would you ever come out with a brand ever?
Is it only if it's filed under trademark that you're infringing?
Yeah, and I don't know the loopholes here. I should have read the article a little. Should have researched a little harder on this one. But that was the angle I was going to discuss.
I think that that's the thing that I didn't enjoy about the kid space is
Yeah.
that I felt like there's so many shops out there that want to kind of play bully on the playground and try to come back with like, this is trademarked or this is copyrighted.
Yeah.
And I just feel like it's one thing if you're copywriting like a process or something like that. But
Yeah.
to copy phrases is really, in my opinion, kind of dumb.
Yeah.
Because it's like, how do you outlaw a word or a
Yeah.
phrase and be like, that's mine, you can't have it? I mean, there's no way to police that. And
Yeah. We had
Pinterest
something
is
like
not
that
Pinterest. Etsy's really tough with that.
happened to us really early on, where we used it was based on like a children's book
Where
or
the Wild
something.
Things Are.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we did a really cute shirt that said Wild Thing that we didn't see anywhere else and didn't like copy anybody, but someone was trying to say it was their original design, but there was no legal like backup to
can't copyright
a book.
Production. It was a movie
that's already
book.
probably
copyrighted.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're like infringing on a copyright probably. But
Yeah.
they're not going to come after it.
Well, we ran into that on Etsy. Somebody reached out and said, hey, this is our design. We would ask that you take it down. Otherwise we're, blah, blah, blah. And I just went back and said, if you can send me the copyright, I'd be happy to, take a look at it. I didn't realize we were infringing upon anything. And then they never responded.
We weren't copying designs.
It wasn't
similar.
Yeah.
And I wasn't like, I hadn't ever seen their design
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
It just somehow.
But my point is
ended
that
up
people
being
like to play
similar.
bully and try to scare you and say like, hey, this is mine. And the reality is it's not theirs because they
Well,
copied it.
and that's
from
what I was going to say.
something else.
How would a celebrity ever? It's almost like a celebrity would have to expect that every single time that they're doing something. Because I guess Hailey Bieber bought this domain like 5 years ago, and like thinking of the Kardashians, it's like how someone's always going to try to come after them for money for one of their brand names. Because didn't they have to change the name for? Well, she had to change the name for her for Skims, obviously, and then she also changed something else.
Yeah.
Anyways, doesn't matter. But I was going to say, I feel like that would be such a hard place to be in,
Yeah.
Anyways.
Maybe you should rethink your mogul status.
I know. I want to just be a mini mogul. Not quite so big where people are coming after me for my trademarks. Maybe I should trademark Choices Were Made, because that is a hit idea. Okay. My last one I was going to talk about is The Summer I Turned Pretty series. So this is something that we three disagree on, because this girl over here.
Me. Okay, maybe me.
Okay, so I would say that the biggest shows of the summer were The Summer I Turned Pretty and Stranger Things.
Probably.
Would you not say?
I didn't watch Stranger Things, but I would say
either,
I saw
but-
the most buzz about The Summer I Turned Pretty.
Yeah. I feel like Stranger Things was everywhere for the last month, and people are just tweaking out about it. The book community is really in a chokehold over Stranger Things. And Stranger Things for me got a little too dark. Like, I don't know how else to describe it for me, but like it made me feel funny. And I was saying that this is so stupid, but when something's scary, I like to watch it on my phone because it's small, so it feels less scary.
So you can be like,
She's got
Too scary.
all over it.
And because I was telling my friend Britt about this, and she's like, why? Is it because it's smaller? And I was like, I think that's what it is. And then I can like turn down the volume. But when we watched the first episode on our big TV in the family room, I had no control. I can't just cover it with my hands. So it was a little scary. And so I didn't even finish the first episode. But Summer Turned Pretty was just, for me, it was the nostalgia, the summer vibes, the butterflies of like being 16 again and like feeling like you're getting noticed.
Yeah.
And like, it was just a different, it just transported you back,
because you always like beached on the Hamptons and things like that.
Basically, because I was like a mogul back then too.
Yeah.
So I had to.
You've just been born into it.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Did we grow up
I've
in the
had
same
no
house?
no struggles in life.
Yeah.
It just, everything has been handed to me. So
How have you survived that?
I don't know. Honestly, we're lucky that I'm so humble.
I thought it was a cute series. I thought some stuff didn't add up with it. Like, I thought some of it seemed unrealistic, but I thought as a whole it was cute. Like, I would watch a second season if they come out with it. I didn't think it was the best thing I've ever watched, but there's something about like seeing them in a beach town.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like summer break, like there's just, I think, nostalgic memories that come around, like, just spring or summer break as a whole. Like, I always looked forward to that as a kid, and like having you get out of school and you have the whole summer to like do whatever. And yeah, like it's
Krista said, I feel that, because she also feels the too scary on the big screen. And then Janelle said, Stranger Things is totally less sci-fi and more horror now. Oh yeah, I would agree.
It used to be sci-fi. Like, I remember the first season and I was like, oh, that was like kind of cute. And like, they took like a scary like story and made it like kind of just more cute and for like I don't know, more 80s style funny.
Yeah, I
Steven
used to-
Spielberg type.
I used to
funny,
feel like the kids element and them being like playing Dungeons and Dragons was so sweet.
Yeah. And now I feel like the last season was a little bit kind of creepy. And then I haven't even watched this season yet because I've heard it's like getting really creepy. And I'm like, oh gosh.
Yeah, the suspense element to me is like scarier than the actual scene that something's happening.
Back to The Summer I Turned Pretty though, the thing that annoyed me is you could tell that they adapted it from a book.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, if you're going to do that, spread it out over a few more episodes. So that way it doesn't feel like they're speeding through it. Because they kind of felt like they were speeding through it. Like the relationship between Belly and Conrad didn't really have time to like solidify. I feel like it was just like randomly like she liked him and then all of a sudden the last scene they're kissing. And I'm like, what? And also I didn't love the fact that they were like drinking and doing drugs at like 15 and 16 years old. I was like, that's weird. And then, but they were like so innocent with relationships. Like
that is
hooking
true.
up as in like making out. And I was like, okay, I don't like the fact that they're doing drugs or drinking. So I was like, kind of just, can you choose one side or the other and maybe go more for the innocent side since this is supposed to be more like innocent and like coming of age.
Right.
Whereas like the drinking and doing drugs just didn't feel like it was, it didn't feel like we were watching
the same
high school kids.
The same thing.
Yeah.
It felt very disconnected. And then there was one more thing. Oh, I don't remember. Anyways, I had a few things where I was just like, this is kind of weird, but it was cute to watch. So if you want like a cute little summary thing, then by all means.
I think that probably just helped the TV show because none of that stuff was in the book. So I feel like the TV show was giving, like they needed some storylines for them to be able to go to like parties and stuff for there to be like something to watch. And it couldn't just be like everything was happening in the beach house. So I think that was probably more an element of like making it more interesting. Anyways, Janelle said, while Kate is watching it in mini, I'm just holding my breath because nothing can hurt you if you're not breathing. LOL logic. It's so true.
For real.
Well, we watched that one and then you told me another series was better. What was that? Kissing Booth.
No. I told you All the Boys I've Loved Before.
That's right.
I was like, that one's cute. It's actually by the same author.
Yeah.
Jenny Han.
Jenny Han had written that series first, and that was really cute and very true to the books. I feel like they really went true to the books with those and tried to like kind of make sure you got every element of the books and not kind of speeding through it. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah, that one was cute. And then
that one was
Netflix
cute.
Suggested the Kissing Booth after that from watching that one.
That one was kind of weird. But
that one was, I mean, it was cheesy, but I liked it too. It was just like really easy, like didn't have to think, was just like feel good.
Yeah.
High school romance.
Yeah, there's been a lot of decent TV out that I haven't watched because I don't really watch a lot of TV. Okay, I think that concludes our hot takes on pop culture. I don't know how hot they were.
They were really hot takes. We did learn that Kate is now a mogul.
Yes.
And
we learned a lot about you today.
We did. Yeah, I really.
You've been holding us back or holding back on.
I've been holding you back. The truth comes out, you guys. That's what you was really thinking.
I didn't realize how humble you were.
I know. I really have.
Thinking of the little people.
It's good. It's good of me to include you in my life, honestly. All right, guys, we love you. Thank you for listening live and interacting with us. This was fun to do with you guys live. And if you guys would like to see any more live episodes, you can follow us on Facebook with our Facebook page. It's just like Tara said, facebook.com/Royal and Reese. You can find us on every social media platform, just at Royal and Reese.
And Apple.
Podcast. And YouTube.
Yes.
We're everywhere.
And Rumble.
We're basically giving you free content all over the place, all the time. So follow along, watch, give us views, comment, heart it, all the things. Okay, guys, we love you, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.